Hello, greetings on this beautiful, beautiful day. It is January. January. What's the date? Wait, today is January 13th? 12th. Oh, today's January 12th. Sonja, how could you forget that? It's my grandmother's birthday. Light to you, Grandma Charlotte. Swimming around in heaven, swimming around in the ethers, taking care of us all. I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate y'all for being here. I'm so glad Snack DJ is rolling on in on TikTok. I am new to these TikTok lives, so please do me a favor and be kind. Share this information if it resonates with you. What we talk about here on Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page is we talk about the astrological transits that are happening for this week. And do I have some awesome, awesome, awesome reports for you? Please give me a moment while I get a little adjusted. There's a couple of frogs in my throat that I need to get through. Let me take a sip of my tea. Again, thank you for being on in here. I'm allowing my family on YouTube to roll on in. We come together every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So again, to talk about the astrological transits that are happening here on the planet. Now, if you don't know, just speaking to the people on TikTok real quick, if you don't know because you're new to me, but you may not be new to astrology, astrological transits are important. I want to let you know that. No, it's not predictions on some level. It's actually just detecting and or reminding us of the energy that is flying around us, right? Remind us of excuse me, of what it is that we have access to. And sometimes, depending on your sign, sun sign, depending on your natal chart, it is sometimes you may not be able to handle the energy that's happening around you. Sometimes you are favored, and sometimes the people that you live with, sometimes the people that you work with are favored, and sometimes they can't handle it as well. So I love to teach astrology in the way in which it affects our relationship to self as well as our relationship to other people. Yeah, we can talk about the cute things like what's happening in your relationships, what's happening in the world, what kind of, sun signs have sex better than the other signs, what kind of sun signs make money other than the other signs. But to be quite honest with you, that's not my bag. That's not who I am. Okay, so I just want to remind you all that coming on in here, we are very, 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 very in tune and aimed at bettering ourselves, making ourselves better than we were yesterday, understanding the energy that's surrounding us so we can respond to the world, to respond to ourselves, respond to situations that happen in a little bit more emotionally mature way and absolutely an energetic, informed way. Okay, so welcome on in here. Share this information if you must. I don't know who's here on YouTube. It seems like the thing is moving a little slow, but if you are on YouTube, please do me a favor and send some. There we go. How you doing? Oh, Miss Catrice. How you doing, Miss Catrice? Happily marvelous, marvelous Monday to you. I gotta get my lips together or something. And speaking of my lips, the gosh darn elephant in the room, a little cold sore is trying to come up on me. So just consider this a little makeup, would you? I'd appreciate that. Don't judge a girl. Oh, Lord. I felt it coming on last night, and you feel that little bit of, ooh, what is that on my lip? And then all of a sudden this morning, I'm like, there you go. All the energy that I'm holding in. What's up, D Stokes? Glad to see you in here. Who wants to invite to co-host? I don't know how to do that over here on TikTok, and I don't know who you are. So to be quite honest with you, I'm not going to accept the invitation to co-host if I don't know you, sweetie pie. What's up, Tony and Patricia Ramirez is coming in here. Maya's coming in here. I'm so happy that y'all are here. Melissa is here. Hi, Melissa, my sweet sister in flight. Tracy is here. I love to say hello to everybody rolling on in to make you feel welcome and to know that you are not alone in this thing. Cheryl is here. Thank you for being here. K-Rap77 and Lizzie is here. Please, T. Kendrick 84 and anybody, if you want to enjoy, or I should say share this information, please do so. Benita Jackson 927. We come on in here every Monday, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Like I said, talking about the astrological transits that are happening. And dare I say it, I love giving these types of reports. So if you can't stay for the entire thing, you need to come back on YouTube where this live will be archived, right? At Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page. Again, that's Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page. Which up, Gwynny B and Jen B15 is here. Mari number 2 and Dr. Hermaine Pierre, I'm so glad that y'all in here. Hopefully you can stay a while. Tap that screen on TikTok if this information resonates with you in some kind of way. Let's talk about it. First, I do want to announce and re-announce my 8th annual retreat that we're giving. Word Life Astrology is, by the way. You can go to my website and find out more information at wordlifeastrology.com/retreats. That's wordlifeastrology.com/retreats. Thanks for coming in, Tiffany and JM Cosmetics. You are more than welcome, right? We're going to the Auto Camp SEQUOIA this year. Now, some people love going internationally, going out of town and going out of the country, but I'll be quite truthful with y'all. A lot of you on YouTube know me, that I'm incredibly intuitive and I do give astrological readings. And in those readings, I connect with spirit through your ancestors, people that have crossed over. Come on and get a reading if you need. On my website, all the information is there. So in that way, as I'm reading your natal chart, as I'm reading, talking, having conversations with your ancestors on the other side, as we are throwing out our tarot cards, I believe honestly that I have a direct line with spirit. And spirit said this year, when it comes to doing your retreat, you should stay inland, buddy. You should stay just in this space right here. I love going international. We went to Belize, we went to Costa Rica, close, but definitely in a different country. And we had a blast. We had a ball. My retreats have grown up until, I think the biggest retreat we had was like 37 or 38 people, a lot of folks. A lot of people. We had a really good time, but I like intimate settings. And there's a couple more spots available that I'd love for a couple of you to come in, right? Christy and Mika. Christina's in here, an anonymous join. I don't know who you are, but prayerfully, y'all all come in, Miss Mary, with light and with love and an open heart to understand what's going on in our universe at this particular time. So again, if you're interested in a retreat, if you're interested in a reading, please go to and then the retreat, we're leaving on May 28th and coming back on June 1st. It's a nice little long weekend with a whole bunch of dope ass people. We have workshops. I'm going to perform. If y'all don't know, I am a performer, poet, and musician of sorts, vocalist. We're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. Talk to the trees. Sequoia trees can be over 300 feet high. They are gigantic and they are ancient. And I can't wait to get with the village. I can't wait to get with the folks and sit back and really tap in to conversations that we need to have with spirit through nature. My retreats are retreats. They're not vacations. We don't come and drink and get high and do all kinds of things just to unplug and take off. No, we come to take up. We come to go up. We come to get in contact with spirit and our folks so we can come back to the city rejuvenated, plugged in, knowing exactly what it is that we need to do on the planet at that particular time. So again, go to my website at wordlifeastrology.com. And you'll find all of that information on there. Okay. I'm excited to talk about this week, y'all. I absolutely love this week. And for all my empaths out there and for the seers out there, that have feeling the vibration already. Miss Irene, Angela Hill is here, Tatiana Inspired. So glad that you are here as well. Have y'all been feeling it? ZP, talk to me. Have you been feeling it? Rosie, you may not know who I am. You may not know what I do, but you feel some things. Are y'all feeling it? I'm calling this particular walking into the promise, something like that. Talking about living the promise, walking into promise, seeing the promise, moving into the promise. Last week when we gathered live, right? We talked about being the boss of yourself. You've been feeling it, Tatiana? Angie, come on, talk to me. Talking about, right, Camille, being the boss of yourself. But this week, it's about moving in some promises. Let me tell you, honestly, there's only like 2 or 3, if that, and you will know as an astrology student, 2 or 3 squared and or kind of challenging aspects that are happening this week. Everything else is a trine, is a freaking sextile. Meaning, for those who don't know astrology, there's a lot of harmony that we can capture this week. And I'm going to tell you specifically how we can do that thing. There's a lot of harmony that we can tap into this week. But I want to give a caveat before I go into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to give a caveat and let you know that if you are an Aries, if you are a Libra, okay, if you are a Cancer, right, there may be mystic. Go in the room with that. No, ma'am. No. There may be more of a challenge for you because this week is not just about mystic. This week is not just about my puppy, y'all. It's not just, thank you. Go over there. Go in the room, under the bed. It's not just about practicality, as Capricorn will put out there for this week, but it's also about tightening it up. And there are some astrological personalities, i.e. Libra and Aries, that are square to Capricorn energy that says tighten it up, that says become organized, that says become practical, that you may or may not be willing to do. Because Libras have a lot of questions and they see everything as cynical, not unless you prove it to them. And Aries just want to go. Aries just want to go. Aries just want to move. You understand what I'm saying? So I want y'all to keep in mind that those are the people, those are the personalities that may have a challenge with this, but it doesn't mean that you can't succeed. Let me say this again as I go into the week. And I'm sure I said this before, but the reason why I love astrology, for so many reasons, right? One is the fact that it really helps us to have better relationships with ourselves so we can have better relationships with people, right? Excuse me for burping. Another big reason is the fact that we get to see, learn, respect, navigate, revere the energy, the movement, the flow of what's around us. We get to be reminded on a daily basis, if not an hourly basis or a minute basis, that we are all one, that we are all connected in everything that we do. We get sat down, we get pushed back, we get reminded, we get confronted, we get washed up and washed over. Sometimes we are forgotten when we forget that we are one. Astrology helps us to tap into that, not only reminder, but that true and ancient understanding. This modality is bigger than this social media situation wants to portend at times. It's absolutely incredible in the way it allows us and reminds us to move with the flow of everything. You are so important and unimportant all at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody? Do you get those flips of words on me in this moment? When we talk over here on YouTube, on Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology, thank you for answering me, sweet lady. We say yes, yes, y'all. Or you can put up 3 capital Y's if you want. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. If it's in agreement with you, yes, yes, here on Wordlife Astrology. I want you to know that astrology is bigger than, like I said, anything. And we get to respect the flow. And in respecting the flow, y'all, this is absolutely considered a download for those who don't know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, let's get into the week. And then all of a sudden I hear all this information that's coming through, and Spirit's like, just stop and say this for a minute. If we respect the flow, we get less in our feelings about shit. If we respect the flow, we get less in our ego. If we respect the flow, we get less in our rushed idea of how life is supposed to treat us and to treat other people. When we respect the flow of the energy that's around us and call it for what it is, utilize it for what it is, life becomes just a little bit better, a little bit more manageable. Does that make sense to anybody out there? It's about managing this life. It's not about conquering it. Who are you to conquer life when there's so many other beautiful beings, microscopic and as large as an elephant, that are out here on this planet trying to do its best to walk it too? Does this make sense? My name is Sonjamarie, if y'all don't know. And this is a sense that I speak because I think it's necessary that we come from an indigenous space of respecting all things that are around us, including astrology, including your mama, including the ancestors and the elders, including the babies, including the trees and the food. That's why we're going into SEQUOIA for our 8th annual retreat. Because we need to get whispers from the trees, y'all. They've been here forever. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, right? Beyond, above and beyond anything and everything that we have seen to that lives out. You know what I mean? They have lived out. Sometimes I get a bunch of information that's in my brain, and it gets jumbled and it comes out as such. But trees have lived beyond thousands of years and know how to recreate, reestablish, keep going, keep moving, keep growing while staying stable and reverent to all things that are around it. We can learn a lot from trees. Is the reason why we are going to SEQUOIA and staying close to home. Because we all know internationally, if your ass is going to get taken back. Thank you, D. Stokes. Take a deep breath, she said. We don't know if we're going to be able to come back. So we got to stay close in that. Get that, okay? Are y'all ready for this week? Because I am. Let's talk about it. I guess that's the reason why I'm going so deep today. The moon. We talk about the moon and its placements every day. Especially for women, the moon garners emotional responses, good, bad, or indifferent, between anybody and everybody. So it's important to know the vibration, the understanding, the emotional propensity of the moon. So when it comes at you, you can choose to learn how to deal with it in a particular way. The moon is in Scorpio today. Right? The moon is in Scorpio. That means we have the propensity to go emotionally deep on this day. We have the propensity to be very, very extreme in some kind of way. We have the propensity to be revengeful, to be vengeful. Moon in Scorpio. And this is for everyone. You know why? It doesn't matter if you're a Scorpio or not. What's up, Yaya? It doesn't matter if you are a Scorpio or not. It matters that you live on the planet. And as that emotional nature is coming through the constellation of Scorpio and is hitting this planet, we are all feeling like that Scorpio energy. I feel a little vengeful, but how are you going to respond? Are you going to absolutely respond vengefully? Oh, I feel a little deep. I need to cry right now. So you're going to go into the bathroom and take a good cry? What are you going to do to assist this emotional nature of Scorpio coming through? Did I explain that properly? Please give me a second to my family on YouTube, because you know me and I'm introducing TikTok for the next couple of weeks, and I have to kind of bring them up to speed to how we do things here. Okay. So please forgive me, and thank you in advance for understanding that I'm going to repeat some things that you may or may not know. So that moon in Scorpio, right, also asks us to not only go deep, but to be determined in what it is we do, and to also be in control of our emotions in a way in which we can get what we want. Understand this, Scorpio energy not only is determined, right? Scorpio energy is impassioned. Scorpio energy moves through. But Scorpio energy is control too, almost like the vision that I just got was lava. Like lava, like slow moving lava. Lava is coming at you. It's strictly coming at you. Understand that it's not stopping for nobody, but it's slow, it's determined, and it's aimed. That's what Scorpio energy is about. So, how are your emotions leaning up, assisting and or rejecting any of this emotion, slow moving emotions? Now, that slow moving volcanic emotion may look like observing. Are you in observing mode today? Are you in a mode in which you're not going to allow things to like knock you off your square, but I'm going to sit back and just watch people, watch things, figure out how I'm going to react? That would be that Scorpio moon situation, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Now, understand this though. Today, that moon in Scorpio is sextiling Mercury and Capricorn. There are two very, very, very controlling signs in the zodiac. I say this almost always, right? Capricorn and Scorpio. Now they like each other though. Sextile is harmony. So they like each other, they just control in two different ways. And they help each other to stay intact. They help each other to stay in control. They help each other to stay on track. They help each other to remain vigilant so they can receive in this week the promise that you are going to co-create with your maker. Let's talk about it. Let's get on in it. Why? Because Mercury deals with how we think. Mercury deals with how we plan, how we process information, how we listen. The moon is in harmony with how we think and how we listen to information, to entities coming at us all, both really, really strong, very, very controlling, very much a boss in who they are. Scorpio moon controls emotions so it doesn't blow up like that volcano. The Mercury in Capricorn controls the practical information that's coming through so it can plan on how to do the thing. If you have controlled emotions and you have planned information, resources, conversations side by side in harmony, that sounds like promise. Does it not to you? What does that equate to you? I want to know. Tell me in the comments. What does that sound like to you? You can't be wrong if you understand where I'm coming from. And if you don't understand where I'm coming from, please ask a question. When you have that strength of Scorpio emotion, alongside with the strength of Mercury's mind in Capricorn, riding together, tandem, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, moving like they know what's happening in life. That is preparing you for success. Come on now, because nothing, no stone is going to be left unturned. No question is not going to be answered. And all the things that I don't ask, when I say I mean us, all the things that we don't ask, we observe, we intuit, because the moon is in Scorpio. Now, I want to ask you this too, though, with these two controlling but in control energies. This is a question. Did something click for y'all this week? This last couple of days? And when I mean click, did you like wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, that's what I want to do? Oh, wait, that's exactly how I'm going to do it. Oh, that's exactly who I need to call. Talk to me. Talk to me. Did y'all have one of them, as Oprah used to call it, aha moments this weekend? Did it hit you? And it could be something small. It could be something very, very small. Like, yes, I'm going to wear that red dress. I'm going to wear that dress because I always feel good in that dress when I go on this gosh darn interview this week. I know it is my secret sauce. I know it's going to help me to do what? Take control of my emotions to do what? Move forward in the plan. Are y'all hearing me? Does something click as to what needs to be done to begin your ascent? Right? The extreme is needed to lock in order to plan and engage the process. However, watch out for too much control, okay? Because that's when that Mercury and Capricorn comes in and it wants to control things because it's judgmental. Watch out for your judgment, cuz. Watch out for you thinking that you know a plan and know a thing a whole lot more better than the next person. Everybody has their way. Everybody has their stream to flow down. Everybody has their walk. So what may click for you and you say, oh, somebody over here says, Miss Irene said I had a dream. I was going out to dinner and dancing with my girlfriends and I felt so light. Okay, maybe it's time for you to go out with your girlfriends, Miss Irene. Maybe it's time to do that thing. What clicked for you? Whatever clicked for you is helping you to get in position, because there, I say it, babies, this week is setting us up. Please come back to YouTube to see the whole thing if you can't see it right now. Sonja Marie's Wordlife astrology page. This is going to be a brilliant week for us all if we can tap into it and stay positive with it. Okay? Please don't judge yourself or anybody else. Please stay away from jealousy and envy and revenge. Stay away from these negative, like prodding kind of emotions that want to pick you and slide you down, because they are out there. They want to win over this understanding, right, Kiki? As you slide on in, they want to win over the understanding of what's positive and what's needed in your life to get to the top. You want to get to the top. I know you do. But this is what Capricorn says too. You got to work, baby. That moon sitting next to Mercury in Capricorn says, I'm never, ever. Does anybody know Capricorn people? Capricorn energy? I will never, ever give you anything for free, cousin. You got to work for it or pay for it, one or the other. So the bottom line is, if you're lazy, if you feel like you've done the thing already, this week may not be for you. If you feel like you need to make excuses, if you feel like, I feel good, things are coming, but why I gotta do that thing one more time? Then you may not be hearing the message, cuz they don't see, our ancestors and guides. I'm downloading like a motherfucker, y'all. And y'all know by the time I get to Sunday, I'll be like, and this is happening. Okay, goodbye. But it comes in hot and heavy, and I gotta ride it as I ride it. So thank you for being here. You may feel, I just lost the thought. It'll come back. But the bottom line is that you may feel, thank you, that you are, you have done a thing, that you are set up, that you don't have to work. What they see as work is not what we see as work. We're human beings and we get tired. This body gets exhausted. Society and our conditioning wears us the fuck down. Why? Because we're way too much on this goddamn social media, allowing us to be in comparison to everybody else who we think got more than we have. You get that? So we get exhausted by certain things. Thank you for being in here, Nia. We get exhausted by certain things and people and situations, right? They're looking at it like, you got to do your job. I mean, I was human once, ancestors, guides, folks on the other side. I was human once, but we don't see the work that you have to do as that type of work. That's why we maneuver and work around this and use modalities such as astrology and prayer and things in the Bible and connecting with entities that can keep us light on our feet when it comes to navigating this weird ass world that they will make and create as a freaking barbed wire fence of mazes and labyrinths in order to get through, when in actuality, it ain't that difficult. All we have to do is the work that they're telling us to do. So if you don't want to get to work and you want to judge and compare yourself to everybody, this week may not be for you. And I suggest you get on board in what we're talking about, right? And opening up and controlling your destiny by being determined, by listening to that click, by listening to that thought, by listening to that idea, by listening to the emotions and the resources that are coming through that go, wait, hold on. I actually can do that. Yes, you can, baby. Now, remember this. And before I go on to the next aspect, remember this. That click, it don't happen loudly, y'all. People always ask me in my workshops and in certain situations, they always ask me, what does intuition really, really feel like? What does it sound like? How do I know I'm not listening to my brain? And I've said this before to folks on YouTube, so bear with me. You know, that the thing is that we as human beings are on a timer. We as human beings are on a computer in our brain. And the things go over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's human shit. That's anxiety. That's stuff that is not necessarily fed to us by spirit, by your guides, by your ancestors. They speak in a whisper, but they speak definitely, and they come through. So that click came to you or it's about to come to you. Just like a really quick little, hey, you need to start that bakery. Hey, you need to go over there and see if your son can get into another school. Hey, you need to make sure you can make money by doing this and serving the people. Hey, you need to go focus on international situation, international affairs, because that's who wants to hear your voice. Hey, it's that quiet, subtle little nudge. And I'm telling y'all, and I'm taking my time to set this up. Listen to the nudge. Listen to the click. You know why? Check out the rest of this week. Also today, that moon in Scorpio wants to trine Jupiter going retrograde. Are you freaking kidding me? Anytime we bring Jupiter in the mix, we got to know there's a party. Even if this is retrograde, like I tell my family here on YouTube, even if it's retrograde, Jupiter always comes with a lot. Please join us on YouTube if you want to see the whole entire rundown here, weekly rundown. My name is SonjaMarie, and on YouTube it's SonjaMarie Wordlife Astrology page. Okay, come on over there and check us out and join our YouTube family. Subscribe and like and do all the things, okay? When Jupiter is in the mix, so here's the story. When you get that information via the moon in Scorpio, via that emotional control that you need to have, understanding that you got to be determined and passionate and listen to the click, here comes Jupiter. Here comes Jupiter reminding you that that click, that process will help you to reevaluate the new opportunities that want to find you. If you want more, you may need to discard and reject what no longer fits your standard. Rise higher. Rise higher. So understand this. 3 positions are playing on Monday. The moon, Mercury, and Jupiter. Mercury says, I got to figure out what that thing is. And sometimes that figuring out, again, happens as a click, a knowing, piece of resource, information that comes across your desk, that comes across social media, that comes across something that goes, wait a minute, I should do that. The moon in Scorpio drums up your emotions to go, hell yeah, I'm determined. We're going to rock with that thing. We're going to make it happen. And Jupiter says, and I'm going to allow you to see that all the opportunities you had before was baloney compared to what we're about to do. Because what we're stepping into is bigger. So I need you to dream higher. I need you to pray a little bit more and differently. Do you know sometimes we have to switch up our prayers? Sometimes we'll pray for the same things over and over and over again. And we think, I'm going to get that 50,000. I'm going to get that 50,000. And Spirit's like, chick, I'm not giving you 50,000. I want to teach you how to do the thing so you can make 50,000. How about that? As I sips on my tea. Monday is the build up to this. If you pay attention, if you do not judge, if you don't act with a lot of Aries information and move too fast, if you don't act with a lot of Libra situation and get a little cynical about the thing and say, well, I need proof, I need contracts, I need situations before I move. Hey. What I said today about today doesn't equate to that. Scorpio is a water sign and it moves and it emotes through emotions and through intuition, through observation. You have to know what you know. You have to know what that click is all about. Are y'all hear me? Yes, y'all. Should we move to Tuesday or y'all got some questions? Should we move to, you need to start that community garden, Camille. Come on now. Come on, D Stowe. She said, I declined a job to work on another dream because that dream was the click. These are my sisters in flight. They know exactly how I speak and how I talk. I advise you to stick with us. Please hit that like button if you can on some business tip so YouTube knows I'm doing my job. I'd appreciate that there. So y'all see the setup? Y'all see the setup for the week? It's being determined and it's knowing what you know cerebrally so you can reevaluate the opportunities that are coming to you. Wait, hold on. I deserve more? Yes, baby. You deserve more. Here's Tuesday coming in. The moon will be in Scorpio for most part of the day. And then it goes into Sagittarius, which switches up. It's straight switches up the entire emotional vibration of the day. But it comes in at 6:34 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. So 3:34 here on the west side of life, right? But this though, before it goes into Sagittarius, what we set up today can be absolutely put in motion tomorrow on Tuesday. You know why? Because that same moon in Scorpio asking us to be determined, to be passionate about the thing, to listen to the click, right? To listen to the click, to observe what it is that we need to observe, to understand that we are deeper than most. And we're not like everybody else. Hello? I don't want to go down that road. Should I go down that road? Spirit said, no, we don't have to. Remember how unique you are in understanding that this click may not sound like everybody else's click, okay? So tomorrow, that click, that emotional understanding, I'm determined when Scorpio moon clicks, like I said before, it's extreme. It goes from 0 to 60. It's not sitting around waiting. Scorpio don't do shit in the middle, y'all. Don't do not near nothing in the middle of the road. It's either all the way on or it's all the way off. So I'm suggesting you get all the way on with the thing. You know why? Because on Tuesday, that moon in Scorpio sextile, which means harmony. That moon in Scorpio sextiles in a harmonic way to Mars, motivation, action, physicality, to the sun, our ego self, our core, who we are. That vulnerable place that says, I know what I want. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. Forget y'all. Y'all don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all don't want to do A, B, C, but I know what I'm doing. That's what the sun says. And then Venus, it's sextile in Venus. That moon in Scorpio sextiles Mars, the sun, and Venus early part of Tuesday. Come on now. Now there's a plan in place, I said, and or a new mental projection, a new idea, a new understanding. And it's time to get motivated. It's time to shine in your confidence and to know that you are worthy of your new direction. Momentum is stirring, bitches. Momentum is stirring, babies. Momentum is stirring. Do y'all see this? Because it starts with a thought. It starts with an idea. It starts with a click. It starts with the, I know what I need to do. And two controlling energies that will get shit done. Scorpio and Capricorn. Come on now, stop playing with me. Yes, Mars and the sun and Venus are all in Capricorn too. So come on. They're sitting up on Tuesday going, we got this. Ride with the click. Ride with the idea. Now, there's a couple of people I just heard Spirit say that don't know what that click is. They don't know what that idea is. They don't know what that understanding is. I'm going to take my time and slow down and be very, very compassionate in this moment. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm going to be in your face and I'm going to tell you, yes, you do. It's that thing you keep putting blankets over. It's that thing you keep giving excuses for. It's that thing you keep justifying. It's that thing that you said, I don't have enough money for. It's that thing that says, well, I'm going to sit here and watch this TV show before I actually do the thing. It's the thing that you was born with. That's promising you this week is the motivation, the movement to progress. Promise. Right? It's that thing that you promised yourself that you would do when you came to the planet. Cuz stop playing. Stop playing. You know what that click is. You just don't want to hear it. Is it mute? Is the volume down? Are you mistaken if I'm for a click that's on the radio, on the TV, for the baby said? Is that my cousin in the bathroom? Is somebody clicking something? Come on now, stop playing and listen. I want y'all to really listen. And at the very least, astrologically, what's happening as well is that that moon in Scorpio tomorrow on Tuesday is trining Saturn. So you need to get disciplined about it. You need to ask some questions. You need to work harder to see what that click is all about, right? You need to work hard to reclaim your self-authority. Let me stop talking in riddles and tell you that it's like this. Sometimes we got to work to find out what that click is. Sometimes we have to work to remind ourselves what that passion is. Sometimes you have to get up off the couch and say, I'm just going to go for a walk. That's working. That's movement. That's understanding. That momentum, any kind of momentum, right? Get you to where you need to go. I got a little story for y'all, and I think it applies. So just listen to a little bit of story time, okay? I once had this dude in my life. He wasn't the best dude because he's not in my life anymore. And I don't necessarily want to talk about him and the way he is, but he did drop one or two gems. There was a moment I was really, really down, really, really down. And he said, you know what? Why don't you just go out? I was trying to make some money. He was like, why don't you just go out and drive Uber? And I was like, Uber? I'm a Cancer with a lot of Leo in me. And my Leo shit was like, Uber? I'm too goddamn, what? I'm too fly to drive some Uber. You must be freaking crazy. Wait, and this is 10 years ago, okay, mind you, when Uber wasn't really that popular, right? And, you know, it wasn't a viable hustle. It was like, wait, what? You trying to drive Uber? You broke? What's wrong? It was that kind of stigma on it at first, right? But the gem that he dropped was the fact, after the fact I thought about, was the fact that I had some kind of momentum in my movements increased instead of me sitting home complaining about what I had and what I didn't have. I got my body moving. I got my imagination moving. I got people in my car that I didn't know, you know, that could feed me some inspiration every now and again. I was picking up on different energies. I was out in the world, you dig? So sometimes it's driving Uber, sometimes it's taking a walk. Sometimes this is a Saturn I'm talking about, because Saturn is about work and finding the authority within yourself. Sometimes it's about putting yourself out there, working a thing. Shit. On a chain gang kind of feeling to know, okay, well, hold on, I need to be passionate about X, Y, and Z. And the only way that I can find my passion is to work to find it. Once you can do that, here comes a surprise. Why? Because that moon in Scorpio wants to sextile. That's a lie. Wants to opposition Uranus. Uranus is about change. So go with the change of self. When that happens, you will feel liberated. Understand this. When we start to find what that click is, when we start to work on that thing via Saturn tomorrow, when we start moving in control with all of those Capricorn planets, Mars, the Sun, and Venus, when we know exactly what it is that we do, the universe goes, oh shit, he listened. Oh shit, she paid attention. Oh shit, here comes Uranus. Switch, change, give us a surprise. Give them a surprise. Help them to go down a road in which they would never, ever, ever have chosen for themselves. Because why? They did the work. Another story, very, very quick. A lot of people think I bust my ass to be on that Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, but I did not. You know why? I don't know why, but you know, I didn't. But I know that the work that I did 10 years prior to that, writing every single day like it was going out of style, I prepared myself for that moment. So when Babyface says, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here, go see my son play baseball in about 35 minutes. So I need 3 fucking verses in 35 minutes. Sir, you just gave me the subject matter of the whole song. You wanted in what? The work. Saturn makes you snap into that work mode because what? You've been exercising it. If you exercising it, when it's time to run, you won't get winded. Don't fuck with me. Come on now. You won't get winded. So that's what Saturn and Uranus is. Oh, I love that. Who gave me that big old beautiful heart? TikTok is funny for all these caricatures. I'm just like, what is that? It surprises me and I love it. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, Saturn is working with Uranus tomorrow going, if you do the work, cousin, without having an aim sometimes, without having a goal, even though Capricorn says, I am going to get to the top of that mountain. I do have an ambition. I do have a goal. Sometimes it's the work is the goal. Let me just keep my head down. Let me stay focused. Let me move towards the promise that I know that it is mine. And then all of a sudden, hey, babyface, how you doing? You want what? You want to do what? Switch Uranus style. Switch surprise. Uranus is surprises. Uranus is innovation. Something new comes in your life and you had no idea it was going to be there. And tomorrow, Tuesday, on the same level, that moon in Scorpio is trine in Neptune. Come on now. That surprise can come from the ethers. That surprise can come from your grandmother or your grandfather, your ancestors. Neptune deals with the ancestors, the unseen, the outer realms of things. You did? Right? You're being prepared. Yeah, that's right, baby love. Neptune deals with the imagination, with music, with art. Neptune deals with some cloudy shit, some escapism shit, your dream time. Miss Irene talking about your dreams. Neptune deals with dreams. Neptune will say tomorrow, Tuesday, as we lead into Tuesday, give credence to what you imagine to be true. See it in. I used to tell Kamau all the time when he played basketball, see it in, see the ball in, see it in, and it will go in. If you see it in, it will go in the net. You dig? Also, if you're insecure, if your insecurities are getting the best of you, try not to escape though. Because here's the deal. It's not like Babyface will really walk into your house tomorrow, but he might, right? But it's not like the album is going to come out tomorrow. You get where I'm going? So sometimes insecurities can creep in per Neptune because Neptune likes to cloud shit. Neptune likes to get energy, information from the ethers, from your ancestors, from your guides. They will be guiding us. But then Neptune on the human side of things likes to cloud us and like to say, you know what? We didn't get that 500 that they promised us. I'm depressed now. I'm going to go in and smoke a joint. I'm going to go to my escapisms because Neptune deals with alcohol and escapism. I'm gonna figure it out later on after I get drunk. Don't do that. Stay the course, cuz. Stay the course, because remember, we're navigating this. If you didn't hear me from the top of this, I love astrology because it teaches us to navigate the world with the energy that is provided to us. We don't control this thing here. Stop playing. Stop acting like you in control of this because you did X, Y, and Z and did a thing. And because you're beautiful and you got a big ass. And because you're fine and you got money. You don't control this thing here. The energies around you do. Your soul does. Pay attention to what your soul is saying. And your soul is in contact with the ethers, whether you believe it, know it, or not. Call it Jehovah. Call it goddamn Yahweh. Call it Muhammad. Call it whatever you want to call it, but there's a source that's in connection with your source that uses astrology and all these wonderful modalities in order for us humans to make our way through. I believe it. I know it to be true. Y'all want to know what's happening on Wednesday? Now, come on. I set you up with the direction, with the passion, with the understanding of a thing, with the blessings that are coming, with the hard work that needs to happen, with the switches. On Wednesday, we're sitting in our power. We're sitting in our power. You know why? Because that moon is in Sag now on Wednesday. When the moon is in Sagittarius, by the way, everything is positive. Everything is positive. Everything is optimistic. Everything is possible. Sag believes in possibility in almost everything. Sometimes to a fault, though. And it's like, yeah, you can't climb that building. Yes, I can. I'm Superman. I don't know about that. But in the bottom line is the belief. The moon in Sag will have us believing on Wednesday that we can do anything, specifically because it sextiles Pluto, that we, in our emotional nature and believing in ourselves, can bring in, call in, be the power, be Pluto. Moon sextiles Pluto on Wednesday. Emotional outburst of confidence and taking risks shows power in the conviction to make our transformation. Sometimes we just got to believe it. Sometimes we just got to say to ourselves, I know I can do this. They don't know, but I know. What's up with you, Kimberly? How you doing, sweetie pie face? I know I can do this. I feel this and I feel powerful. Pluto is about power, about regeneration, about transformation. Pluto is about Scorpio's planet. Look at that full circle moment. Pluto is about pushing through and being determined. And that moon in Sag says, believe it. Believe that you can push through. Believe that even though we still got a couple more steps to go, we are walking towards our promise. Tell me, y'all don't feel that. Come on, am I just hyped off my green tea here? Or is this in anybody else's life right now? You can be honest. You can say, Sonja, I'm sitting back depressed as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. Or you can feel what I'm saying, but I want to hear from you if you would like to. I do know that in life, there are certain times where we absolutely have to tap into the practicality of things, to the realism of things, right? But when the practicality of things, we're in Capricorn season, that's the practical part. When the practicality of things meets up with the imagination, meets up with spirit, meets up with on Wednesday power, Pluto. That's like a dream realized. Are y'all speaking my language? Do y'all know what I mean? Yes, yes, y'all. That's like a dream realized. Why? Because we've been practical. We've been setting up the steps. We've been paying attention. We are practical people on some level. Not all of us, but we almost have to be. We got to pay rent, motherfuckers. We got to eat. We got to drive a car. We got to get on the bus. We got to get a bus pass to get on the bus. This is practicality. You got to wear pants when you go outside, not unless you're going to put on a dress or a fucking skirt or some shorts, depending on how hot or cold it is. You got to be practical about certain things. We live in our practicality from the simplest to the most complicated situation. So as we have been living practically, and then here comes the ethers of Neptune and all the switches of Uranus and the work that Saturn is giving on Wednesday when it says, yo, I want you to tap into that power that you got. I want you to believe it just a little bit more and take the risks. That's what pushes you over the edge, baby bubba. That's what pushes you over the edge. That's what tells all your people, all your family, all the folks that are conditioned to really stay in the mud. Some people just like to be in the mud, y'all. But we are the difference between success and staying in the mud. The crazy ones. The ones that just believed it a little bit longer than the other ones. The ones that said, I think I can do it. Knowing goddamn well you got $20 in your pocket. I think I can do it. That's what makes us do it. That's what spirit responds to. That's what your ancestors respond to. Like my friend Rasan said, that's when you find the net. That's when you find the net. When you jump. You don't know a net is there until you lean over the edge and you're like, what's that thing there? Go, stupid. And you fall into the net. Stop playing with me. On Wednesday, Mercury, remember the planet of communication, of processing information, is going to be opposition Jupiter. Remember how many planets I repeat within this week, and you tell yourself the story if you're a budding astrologer. Otherwise, just listen to my breakdown of it all. Mercury, repeating again, Mercury, the process, the click, the information, the understanding in Capricorn is now opposite Jupiter. Monday and Tuesday's plan is presenting the opportunities, but bring balance to making sure that they align. Okay? On Wednesday, we will have the opportunity to revisit the information, to revisit the click, to revisit the process, to revisit the resources, to revisit conversation, to revisit emails, to revisit Mercury and Capricorn, the practicality, the organization of a thing, of a dream that you have, of the heights that you are climbing, right? We have a chance to revisit that to match up to this new Jupiter that we hold. Jupiter is going retrograde again for a reason, y'all, because it's reevaluating the blessings, the opportunities, the things that we really, really deserve in our lives. Because, dare I say it, on some level, we all been playing ourselves a little too short, a little too small, a little too, well, I'll do it for $10. A little too, well, the kids are involved. I'll do it for the kids. A little too, well, and I'm not saying it's all about money or any type of monetary gain, but we have been putting ourselves in places in which we know we are bigger. So when that Mercury is opposition Jupiter, it's saying, yeah, let's rethink where you putting yourself in places. Let's rethink of what the gain is, and not necessarily your gain and expansion, but the whole lot of gain and expansion, what the kids are gaining, what your parents are gaining, what your co-workers are gaining, whoever's involved in the project, what they are gaining. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? So on Wednesday, we have that practical opportunity. Now, Jupiter is in Cancer, by the way, and that's very, very specific. In that it's not only asking you how you're going to expand what it is that you're thinking about, it's also asking how you're going to expand your heart in it, how you're going to expand the feels in it, FEELS, the feels in it, how you're going to expand that emotionality in it, the conviction that this is really what I want, this is really what I can live with, this is what I can ride with, y'all. Y'all not hearing me? You're not hearing what I'm saying? Come on now. I feel good about this week. Please do me a favor and join my family, my lovely, lovely family. We've been rocking for years on YouTube, Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. And come back and go into the comments and let me know. Subscribe and let me know how this week is playing back. I respond to you. I always do. If it's a short little something, it's because it probably just merited that. But if you give me conversation, I'll give you conversation back. Why? Because as a community, whether I know you or not, I love you and I want us to win. I want us to grow. I want us to absolutely be the best that we can be, because one day you'll run into my son. And one day your son will run into my neighbor, and my neighbor will run into his boss, and his boss will run into, we are one, y'all. When we become better, the world becomes better. Let's rock. On Thursday, the moon stays in Sagittarius, okay? So again, if I didn't explain Sag moon energy enough for y'all, and this is everybody feeling it, if I didn't explain it enough for y'all, moon in Sag is about positivity. Moon in Sag is about humor. Moon in Sag is about honesty. Moon in Sag, again, be careful because it's in the moon, so it's a reaction, emotional reaction, and sometimes that emotional reaction of honesty could be like foot and mouth disease. Like, ain't nobody ask you, motherfucker, why you saying the thing? Ain't nobody ask. So be careful of that, okay, when the moon is in Sag. But the moon in Sag overall gives a good kind of feel, especially on Thursday. Now, here's the thing. That moon in Sag, that it's also selfish too. That selfishness of Sag is quincunxing Jupiter on Thursday. So I want you to do yourself a favor and understand that that juicy expansion that I just so that juicy expansion that I just talked about. TikTok, I have no idea. Okay, there we go. That juicy expansion that I just talked about, right? That's happening on Wednesday is going to be questioned in some kind of way, because the moon in Sag also moves hella fast, right? So the moon in Sag moving in its quickness, sometimes in its weird kind of arrogance, right? But I don't have to sit and wait for the expansion of another's heart. I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. I don't have to sit and act like I care. I'm going to move and do whatever it is I want to do. That's the irritation on Thursday. Should I sit back and I know where this is going. I know what my promise looks like is the thought. I know what we've been setting ourselves up for the last couple of days. I know how I'm moving to my promise. And Jupiter says, wait, hold on. Don't knock the whole situation by being so sure of that moon in Sagittarius, by being so positive, so right. Also, moon in Sag likes to dismiss shit. Let me just dismiss this situation and we'll just move on. We'll deal with it another day. Jupiter says you want these coins, right? Jupiter says you want this expansion, right? Jupiter says you want this positivity, right? Jupiter says you want this big heart on you, don't you? Jupiter says you want a big hug when you need it, don't you? But in this moment in time, you just want to dismiss it. Don't do that. Find a way to not be irritated by the emotionality of others and the need to expand your compassion on Thursday, just because you're so quick to move. Do y'all hear that? That's a clear shot explanation, right? Because we want to get to it so fast, man, at times, especially if we've been sitting back and been mulling in some bullshit and we got bullshit around us. Let me just give you my piece of pie, damn it. Yeah, but you may want to savor your piece of pie. You may want to ask where that pie came from. You may want to share your pie, because somewhere down the line, somebody can share their pie with you. Don't move too fast. Have a little bit of compassion on Thursday. Also on Thursday, check out Venus. Venus, remember, is value, worth, money, beauty, love. Venus is passion, right? Venus is like, I like to call it that inner propulsion, that woo, 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 woo. I got music going on in my the woo, woo. Venus is that woo in Capricorn. So this is how Venus is woo. Venus is pumping with passion in a Capricorn kind of way. I'm pumping with passion so I can get where I need to get. That's why I need y'all to slow down with that moon and Sag on the same day, because moon and Sag moves fast. When Venus and Capricorn is like, get that money, Stop playing. Get that money, climb that ladder, do your work, be the authority of you, control a situation the best way you know how. That's where all the worth and the passion is what Venus and Capricorn says. Judge people if you need to because I'm better. I'm better. Are you? Slow it down. Slow it down. We gain a lot by slowing down our pace, y'all, so we can see it all. You dig? But Venus and Capricorn that day is actually sextiling Saturn, saying the value meets where the work and the discipline was. The work and the discipline you just laid down the last couple of days. The chain gang that you was on. The work that you have to do knowing that you wrote 1,000 poems to write that one poem. The fact that you traveled 1,000,000 miles in order to get that new car that's going to drive you there in less than an hour. You understand what I'm saying? Come on. Come on. I hope I said that right and y'all understood. But the work is meeting up with the value. The discipline is meeting up with the coins. You know what I mean? The compassion. I mean, say that again, Sonja. The authority for compassion. The need for compassion, because remember, Saturn is still in Pisces. The need for compassion is meeting up with how you love another. It can come in a myriad of different examples, but I need for y'all to know that the worth is sitting up with the work that you've done and the rituals and the traditions that you've set in place for yourself on Thursday. Venus is also doing what? Trining Uranus. Come on. Recognizing the value in your worth brings a change and a surprise. Again, this is the second time Uranus has been aspected, and it will be aspected a third time on Saturday. Y'all, we are getting a surprise this week. Something is coming out of nowhere, and it is favorably aspected. Uranus is aspected by Venus on Thursday. Win the lotto out this motherfucker. Play the numbers and give me $5 when you do. Okay, I'd appreciate that. Play the numbers. Venus again is money. A new love comes into your life. Venus is love. Uranus says surprise, switch, innovation. It can come in a new way. Somebody invites you to go somewhere to be out and show your beauty, and you thinking to yourself, "Oh, I don't want to go to this place one more time." Go. You never know. Somebody worthy of meeting could be in these places. Spirit showing you new opportunities to shine your light, to be who you are, and on a new path, a new innovative path. Somebody that you thought you never ever would be attracted to could walk into your life. Now, first of all, squirrel, as I talk about, squirrel is like a diversion, and then I'll come back. First of all, when we squirrel off this shit, I got Aquarius on the 7th house. So I'm always attracted to weird people. People will look at the array of people that I've gone out with and husbands and shit and be like, damn, you was attracted to them? Yeah. So I am in all like agreement and rallying behind the weirdos and the people, I should say a little bit more compassionately, that are unexpected. Those that you can be attracted to. You know what I mean? That's what Venus, love, passion, is trining Uranus on that day. The weirdo, the innovative. You may be attracted to somebody with a pop belly, but you know what they say about pop bellies? Use your imagination. The bottom line is that you never know how your worth and your value is going to be shown. So be open to it all. On Friday, right? The moon goes into Capricorn. Here we go. We're gearing up for what? The freaking superstar of the week, y'all. There's a new moon this week. Y'all didn't know? Every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, there's a new moon. Every 2 weeks, the moon is changing, new to full. Check this out. On Friday, the moon is in Capricorn. Now, this is the only day, ain't it? It sure is. It's the only day. I say ain't it like my grandmother. She used to say, ain't it, Sonja? Ain't it? Ain't it? The Friday is the only day that we have squares. The only day in which there's a challenge. The only day in which we feel a little crunchy about things. And then one quincunx. It's for all the astrology students. Be careful. The moon before it goes into Capricorn on Friday, right? On Friday, the moon will be in Sagittarius. It wants to square up Saturn. So now we question in our disciplines. Like I said earlier, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm being told it again. Slow down, cousin. Whenever the moon is in Sag, we want to move fast. Sag is the fastest sign of the zodiac. And here's the thing about Sag and moving fast. It's not to say it's productive. All right? Okay? It's not to say it's productive and that it's getting things done. Sag energy just wants to move just for moving's sake. And it's moving against the discipline that you set up all this week. You've been respecting the work. You've been on the chain gang. You've been understanding authority. You've been sitting back going, okay, I need to do my prayers. I need to be a little bit more meditative. I need to focus. And then on Friday, you're like, middle finger to all that. I got this. I got this. But are you going to be productive when you dismiss it and you moving too fast? I'm just saying. It's also squaring up against Neptune. So now you want to square up against your ancestors. Now you moving fast, you being dismissive, you being too positive, overly positive. It's such a thing. You can be overly positive about a thing and not get nowhere. You know why? Because all you see is roses and shit, and you don't see where you should put your assured steps. You get what I'm saying? Moon and Sag, I don't deal with assured steps. It's 111, y'all. Let's get it. Right? The moon and Sag don't deal with assured steps. Moon and Sag is very, very, again, optimistic and sometimes a little out there. It believes, but it can believe a little too much when it's squaring against something, because squaring is a challenge, is a negative aspect. Hear what I'm saying, y'all? Right? So here's the moon and Sag squaring up against Neptune. You're squaring up against your ancestors and guides, the unseen. You're squaring up against the click that happened. You're squaring up against your imagination. This is on Friday. You're squaring up against things that want you to slow down so you can get a bigger picture. So on Friday, here's the deal. Even though we have these two squares in this last quincunx I'm going to talk about, it is possibly the day to pause. It's possibly the day to pause on Friday and really sit, other than trying to move and get through the thing and be excited about all the possibilities that are happening around you. I think I said this last week. Sometimes we got to sit and let it get on us before we move too fast and disrupt our disciplines, Saturn. Before we move too fast and do the things that our ancestors said we shouldn't do, Neptune. Before we move too fast and get a little confused by Uranus. Uranus is like, I gave you the change because I told you to wait for a quick second. The change is coming. Well, let me call him again and again and again and again. Sometimes people think that their hustle is productive. Are you one of those people? You don't have to out yourself. Are you one of those people that think you being productive, you staying on a thing and your hustle and reaching out 27, 16,000 times to a situation is really being productive? No, you're being a nuisance, truly. And certain cases, you are pushing up against what spirit has for you already. I like to say sometimes you can push a pull door. Sometimes you can push a pull door. That's Friday's situation. That's Friday's situation. Please don't push the pull door. Otherwise, Neptune will come in and delude your ass and tell you you're doing what's right, or make you want to smoke, or make you want to drink, or make you want to get into some type of weird ass escapisms like eating too much or watching too much TV. Friday is like a pause. Just chill out for a second because the changes are happening around you. We don't have to push the pull door. Y'all, that makes sense? Saturday, here comes the moon in Capricorn for sure. I love the moon in Capricorn. I love the moon in Capricorn. I love the moon in Capricorn, as we know, because again, here's the real work. Excuse me, when we feel like doing it. The moon is about feeling, right? The moon is about our relationship with our mothers, our females in our family. Excuse me for burping, y'all. Females in our life. The moon is about karmic information. By the way, if you want to get a reading, you ever want to get a reading from your girl, just hit me up on my website at at Wordlife Astrology. That's wordlifeastrology.com/readings. I throw specials out there every now and again. Wordlifeastrology.com/readings. I talk to your ancestors and guides, folks that's on the other side. I also, read your natal chart as well as throw out a couple of Osho Zen cards, in which we'll throw one at the very end of this particular weekly rundown. Okay. But the moon in Capricorn, it shows us, right? The moon itself is about that. Thank you, Spirit. About that karmic information and what it is presenting. So here's what I just heard. The reason why I said thank you is because when that moon slides into Capricorn, before it goes into the new moon on Sunday, it's asking you to discard any karmic information, discard any things that you saw as hustle, as ambition, as success. Discard it, get rid of it. Know that your new hustle is coming. And new hustle can be patience. New hustle can be alignment. New hustle can be dropping. New hustle can be understanding what rooms you belong into and just open the door, or just be patient about that door. New hustle is just you believing, you manifesting a situation by you inhabiting the feel of it all. New hustle is you not paying attention. Let me say this clearly. New hustle could be you paying attention to you and what it is you need to do for yourself in this life without having to be a hero, a heroine, a shero to anybody and everybody in your life. Oftentimes we believe that we get accolades, we get far from creating ourselves and being indispensable, for being that person that you can't live without, being that employee that you need. That's not the new hustle, cuz. That's the old hustle. You know why it's old? Because it's killing you. It's absolutely taking information out of your gut. It's shrinking your heart. It's dismantling your relationships. It's draining your bank account. It's turning you into a robot of some type of prestige that you think that you need to have and to be. This moon in Capricorn on Saturday, rolling into Sunday, which is going to be the new moon, is expressing to you, how can you move to the top of the mountain by being somebody, by not being somebody's captain save-a-hoe out this motherfucker. You don't have to be dispensable. You don't have to be that one saving everybody. Does this make sense to you? It's a reminder on that day, Saturday. I'm trying to get to the depths of what Spirit is trying to get me to drop in on y'all. It's a big deal, because the consciousness that is evolving and rising on the planet right now, we all need to get with. It's those quiet conversations that we have with ourselves when we talk about rising consciousness that says, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be friends with them anymore. I don't want to make my money like this anymore. I don't want to have conversations like these any longer. I don't want to wear these clothes any longer. I don't want to show up with a fucking hard ass face. I want to be softer. I want to be kinder. I want to live my heart's desires. You dig? This is where consciousness, the higher consciousness, is bringing us. But you can't go there while you're still living in that old karmic information of that moon in Capricorn that makes you want to save everybody and hold on to everything and make you be the one that everybody comes to. That shit is old. It's old and it's done. Done, data is done. Okay? Now, on Saturday, the vibration starts to switch a little bit. And y'all notice this over the next couple of weeks if you stick with your girl. All of these Capricorn planets are slowly but surely turning into Aquarius planets. I just want to give y'all this little caveat as we move further. What's interesting about that, and in teaching astrology, it's all intuitive, y'all, but check this out. Capricorn sets him up. Aquarius knocks him out in a way that's cerebral, that's of a plan, and that's detached from any and every emotion, that gets the job done from a planning kind of processing. Now, let me explain to you. Venus is the first, right? That's going to move into Aquarius. Then we'll probably have the sun. Then we'll probably have Mercury, right? But Venus is going into Aquarius on Saturday. The vibration changes as it sets value. The value and the worth of all that we do is not only for us and where we're going to the top of the mountain. That's what Capricorn established, right? That's what Capricorn has been established, and it will continue to establish. Venus in Aquarius says, I need you to establish that now for the humanity, for people. I need you to establish that now in order for everybody to stand clear and to stay connected to what the world needs. I need you to establish that now so we can all be friends, so we can get into a group in the community, so we can see the worth in the community, so we protest, so we can hold each other's hands. I need you to establish that now from a detached, emotionally detached situation so we can do the job. Because sometimes when you get wrapped up into emotions, as a water sign would know, and all the water signs out there, our emotions can delude us. Emotions are necessary, but emotions can be very, very fleeting, and emotions can be really, really toxic on some level if we bury ourselves in it. Aquarius don't have time for that. Venus in Aquarius says, no, the desire that I have is not to be wrapped up in emotions, because Capricorn already set it up for me. I already got the plan. I already got the organization. I already got the process. I already know what mountain I'm climbing. I know what I'm doing. I know the promise of my heart, and I'm going for it. So now I just got to do it in a way that makes sense, that's realistic. Aquarius like. Does that make sense to everybody out there? Are y'all hearing me? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Are y'all there? So with that in mind, right? With that in mind, Sun in Capricorn is sextiling Saturn. Stay on target, spirit, please. Just stay with your work, okay? I love this week because, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's all about promises, the promises that we make towards ourselves, the promises that we make in our walk, in the work that we do internally and externally, the work that we do to get there. So with this Sun and the sextile and Saturn, is saying stay on target, stay with the work of spirit. The Sun, this trine in Uranus, is saying shine into the innovative, shine with the changes, shine with the switch ups that happen, shine with the innovations. You understand? Because Uranus, this is the third time it's been aspected this week in a harmonious way. A change is coming for us all. The Sun is trine in Uranus on Saturday. Whenever the Uranus comes in, it's about change. It's about surprises. Surprises are coming for you some kind of way this week. I guarantee, on small or big. Don't leave a comment and say, well, I just found a nickel. You found a nickel. Give me a break. It was a surprise. And a nickel was worth something. You did? Don't judge the amount of the surprise or the weight of the surprise, okay? Something new is coming for us this week to add to the promise, to add to the walk that's happening with that Sun trine in Uranus, and also the moon in opposition of Jupiter as it goes into Capricorn. Jupiter being placed in the mix again. So here we go. If moon is in Capricorn, opposition Jupiter in Cancer, we are again reevaluating our expansion. We are saying now, Capricorn is like, all right, as we go into this new moon situation, you see that the only new way to expand, like I talked about, rewind the tape if you need to, that I talked about expanding our heart, that we talked about expanding how much we care, that we talked about expanding our connection with things that matter. There's no real reason to expand if it doesn't matter, is what Jupiter in Cancer reverse is saying. In retro is saying, why are you expanding some shit if you don't even feel it? If you don't care about it? You just doing it to get likes? You doing it to jump in and out of people's gosh darn TikToks? Oh, let me just say that I was there. Come on now. Stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with yourself and everybody else that's surrounding you, because I bet you $1,000 they know it too. We are very, very intuitive people. When you fake, you smell fake. Trust and believe. So I'm saying, why are you not doing what you love to do? And why are you not building this week up in organization and in promise with the things that you care about? Is what that almost new moon opposition Jupiter in Cancer is saying. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. On Sunday, love this day. I love this day. As we put that new moon to work, as we put that new moon into the light, Sunday is a beautiful day. And I pray that you utilize it in the most way. I really, really do. And I'm going to tell you why. There aren't too many days where we get good days like this. This is from all my astrology students. Check this out. Mercury is in conjunction with Mars. The new moon is in conjunction with Mars. The new moon is in conjunction with Mercury. The new moon is sextile in Saturn. The new moon is trine in Uranus. The new moon is sextile in Neptune. The new moon is in conjunction with Venus. Mercury is sextile in Saturn. The new moon is in conjunction with Pluto. Y'all don't hear me. There's no square, no quincunx all on Sunday. And everything that we've been planning, everything that we've been talking about in this hour and 18 minutes of me talking, right? Everything that we're laying out has everything to do with what I just said. Mars, movement, Mercury, how we think, how we process the thing. I'm not going line by line on this, to be honest with y'all, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I'm going to say it out nice and plain. That new moon, and I'm going to tell you what the new moon is about. That new moon energy in Capricorn says, wait, new ambitions. I done stepped into a new ambition. All the shit that I was planning, all the information, the click that happened on Monday and Tuesday, the things of processing that's been unfolding throughout this week. The new moon says, I got it, baby. I got it here for you. It's all for you because it's new. And here's the beginning of the steps. Thank you. Here's the beginning of realizing who you are and receiving these new steps. Because why? We got to change ourselves in order to wear the new outfit. Why are you putting on a new outfit and your ass is funky as fuck? So these new moon in Capricorn energy says, we knew. We've been building that shit up all week so we can bring you the newness of the thing. So we can bring you the new promise of what's coming for you. So you can walk into the light smelling good. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. New moon in Capricorn is more about new opportunities and new ambitions and new control over things and new organizations and new practicality, because it absolutely includes all of that Capricorn energy, new control and new authority over self. Yes, that's all that new moon energy. But it also says, how are you going to be new in it? Because you can't control yourself and show up new if you funky. Y'all don't hear me. You can't control up shit if you funky. You can't walk in demanding a new way of being to your employees, to your family, to your man or to your woman if you showing up in the same old outfit. Now understand this about Capricorn. It's very serious. So it will show up serious. Hey, Jamaican Sue, what you doing over here on TikTok? It will show up very, 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 very serious. Right? But Capricorn energy has a very interesting, piercing light of sensitivity. And that's what it's driven by. It's driven by that opposite energy of Cancer and its sensitivity. You get that? So if you're not being sensitive and aware of the changes in the authority and who you are, you can't accept this new moon heights in Capricorn that's being given. You can't meet Mercury. You can't meet Mars. Mercury conjuncting Mars is like, come on now. Now the plans are going to be put in motion if you know who you are. Come on now, the new moon conjuncting Mars and Mercury. Come on now. We moving with the plan. We understand who we are. Come on now. We sitting right next to discipline, to Saturn. You know, Saturn is Capricorn's ruler. Full circle out this motherfucker. Come on now. We're talking about all this Capricorn heated, authoritative energy. Squirrel, authoritative energy also means being the author of you. Authorship, custodianship, understanding that you are the one to write your story, understanding that you are the one that has to be the custodian. You have to be the one that inhabits this new story and move through it. Y'all don't hear me. When it hits up with Saturn, its own planet, even though it's in Pisces, it's saying, oh, we're getting to work on the things that I know that I am to be, who I want to be in this world. It's hitting up with Uranus for the fourth time. That's the fourth time Uranus had a little bit. Look for the changes, y'all. And here's the deal. Don't get into your ego. Let me say this as a caveat too, as I round up Sunday. Even though you may go through 1 or 2 or maybe 4 changes this week, they're all for the good. Again, don't be a mere human and let your emotions get you tripped up because the changes didn't happen how you wanted them to happen. I need for us to outgrow that. I need for us to be responsible and to be very, very real in our emotions. So take a moment, go to the bathroom, cry about it, breathe through it, take a second, but recognize that you are acting as a mere human in this moment. And we need to push through those emotions so we can reach the maturity level that spirit can speak to us through. Because spirit don't speak to the low level energy of humans who stay in their ego and want their way. Who want their way, who want to justify their life because of the rules and the thoughts and the laws in which they were raised with or what they thought that they should have. Spirit says, I have so much more for you. I'm trying to expand you in this way. But are you listening? Cuz, or are you going to stay in those mere emotions that you want to hold on to? Because you think you're going to be the boss of you forever in that way. Y'all not hearing me. In that low level way. Y'all not hearing me. 4 changes coming this week. And then the moon is sextile in Neptune. I said I wasn't going to go through all of this, but I am, right? I got a card waiting for y'all real quick if you can stick with me for about 5 more minutes. Then the moon is sitting up with Neptune, sparking our imagination, sparking spirit. Thank you very much. Here's another thought that they said to talk about. On Sunday, for sure, if you start feeling dizzy, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not saying if something physically is going on with you, you shouldn't check out emergency room or your doctor. But if you just feel like, there's something that's recalibrating in your body, blame that on Neptune. Neptune has been hitting us all throughout this week going, I'm doing my best to push your consciousness, to push the way you hear. Neptune deals with how we listen to through the third eye, how we hear information, how we hear our ancestors. Neptune says, I'm trying to level you up. We are moving towards the promises that we have given ourselves when we were born. We promised ourselves we would do. Oh, I feel like crying. We promised ourselves when we got to the planet what we would do. How would we contribute to this world? And somewhere along the line, through family, through molestation, through rapes, through heartbreaks, through failed marriages, through goddamn broke moments when we have no money, through friendships going to shit because of people being human, to all the things. Somehow we forgot our assignment. Somehow we forgot our assignment because we're busy comparing and putting it up against everybody. Spirit says, especially throughout this week, I want you to remember. I want you to remember who you are because I'm setting it up practically for you. If you can't see, I've made you set up the block so you can walk up the steps. Pay attention to your dreams this week. Pay attention to how many dreams you dream about that have the steps in it, or staircase in it, or elevators in it, or escalators in it. Are you moving up? Thank you, Simone. I love when people talk to me. Are you moving up in this thing? Come on now. That moon is in conjunction, new moon in conjunction with Venus that says, if you can listen, understand your value. And I'm talking about confidence, but I'm not talking about arrogance. Confidence is quiet as fuck. I don't have to teach y'all this. I don't have to show y'all this. I'm talking about confidence and knowing quietly who you are. That's what Venus says, sitting up against that new moon. I'm bringing you new information, new moon in Capricorn. New ambitions, new vibrations, but you got to know you worth it, baby. Stop listening to what I call like the committee in your head, your aunties and your uncles and your cousins going, you ain't shit. You never gonna be shit. You still listening to them? You still listening to them? Really? You letting them in the room? You letting them live in your brain? Rent free out this motherfucker? Come on now. You worthy. Why? Because you was born. You was born with an idea. You was born with a wish, with a blessing. You was born as a blessing. You were born. Mercury, sextile, and Saturn says, come on now, the plans are going to pay off. Why? Because we've been working. I said, pay attention to 3 planets, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. That's more than 3. But these particular planets are repeating themselves this week, reiterating like I am, the information and the understanding of what's happening, building you up like a spiral, like a staircase, like an elevator, allowing you to go up. So that's why we got to stay detached. It's so perfect that Venus is coming into Aquarius, because like, wait. I'm not trying to get all in my feelings about a thing. Aquarius is detached as a motherfucker. Y'all know any weird ass Aquarius energy? They can do a thing and slice you at the same time and be like, "Well, you deserved it." I'm not saying we're going that far, but I'm saying it's like the separation of what's happening needs to happen so we can ascend, we can evolve. Because sometimes if we pay too much attention to something, we don't grow. We're nitpicking and micromanaging shit. They said, no time for micromanaging. Just keep your head down and stay on task. And then lastly, how you going to end the day? With a new moon hitting up Pluto. Give me a break. Are you kidding me? Making us feel oh so powerful, making us tap into the transformation, making us reminding us that we deserve to transform in this moment in time. Reminding us that if we're going to persuade anybody, persuade your damn self. Persuade you. Persuade who you are. Talk yourself into the situation. Questions, anybody, say what you want to say. Please let me know that you're around. I know that you are either working, possibly maybe listening intently, and I appreciate that. But again, if y'all ever done a live, and I say this a lot, but if you ever done a live, this kind of transmission is really weird because I got a whole lot of people talking to me right now, a whole lot of information, but I can't hear or see the information that's going on with you. That's the weird thing about social media. So I just want to know via one or two words. Talk to me. You hear me, Camille? I'm so glad. Just tell me how you feel right now. What has this been saying to you? Are you ready for this week? Is it hitting on anything that you've been mulling up and or building up to receive? Did you hear the click? On TikTok, I appreciate y'all being in here. One or two people coming in on out. If you are still sitting with us, please come on over to YouTube, Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. I'd really would appreciate that, okay? Come on through and join our family over here. I love my family on YouTube. And I love you too, by the way. I may not know all of you, but I love you. I got love for you. But we're real consistent over here. You can join my newsletter on my website at wordlifeastrology.com. That's wordlifeastrology.com. We have 4 spots available for our retreat on May 28th to June 1st. Join us at Auto Camp. It's like a glamping kind of style. I got a little Leo in me, so I'm a little fancy. So it's a glamping kind of situation that we're going to do from May 28th to June 1st. Any questions? Simone says, I don't know if this is a question, but I'm going to read it anyway. Working on a PDF application right now as I listen to you. An insecure man got triggered by my excellent writing for the app. And this is the medicine for me right now. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. And God bless him. God bless him. And thank him. Thank him for him showing his authenticity, even though it may seem like insecurity. Why? Because on some level, you'll be able to recognize your own insecurity. And then on some level, he is learning what it is that he needs to learn about that insecurity, whether he sees it or not. But thank him. That's how we are being told and being asked to move through this life right now, you know, by recognizing that the maneuvering that we have to do via Sonja Marie, and I appreciate that compliment, Simone, or anybody, any information that you get, the maneuvering that we have to do in order to live this life and walk through this life is necessary, that we can't get thrown by people's insecurities and their ways of being, their jealousy, and their lower vibration. God bless them. God bless all of them. God bless them. Because we don't have time to sit back and talk about it no more. We really don't. They don't add to where we're going. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Jamaican Sue. I appreciate that. Thank you, sweet Joe. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate y'all being here. Okay. I don't see any questions or anything, but I really do appreciate the comments, Simone and everybody else. Bella means beautiful. Listen very deeply. Yes to the click. Let's click. Let's go. The maneuvering. Yes. Thank you for the advice. Gratitude, energy. You're so welcome, Simone. You're so, so welcome. All right, let's pick this one card. And then we're gonna get out of here. This is from the Osho Zen Tarot deck. For those that don't know, I love these cards, and they assist in my reading, my 90-minute readings and my 60-minute readings that you can inquire about on my website, wordlifeastrology.com. Thank you so very much, sweet guides. So appreciate you being here and assisting us in the way that you do. It's perfection at its finest. Amen. Amen. Thank you, God. Thank you. 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 Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Here we go. The card that we have for this week, ladies and gentlemen, is because that's what we doing. We flowering out this mug. This is the promise coming to you. Come on now. Thank you, ZP. Come on now. Let me show y'all over here on TikTok closer. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Come on now. That's the promise. That's the flowering. Put it on out there. Tap into who you are. Tap into what they gave you. Why we come here. That's what this card is about. I'm going to read it real quick. And you'll know exactly what. I mean, did it not? Blooming, come on now, Miss Irene. Did it not express what we're talking about? Even though it was what we spoke of is more practical than that. This is the end result to that practicality. This is those 4 aspects of Uranus going, wait, what? Let me give you a surprise. This is Jupiter saying, wait, what? Let me make you expand and give you the blessings that you need. Come on now, talk to me. Talk to me. Put some flowers up if you can. The Queen of Rainbows is like a fantastic plant that has reached the apex of its flowering and its colors. She is very sexual and very alive and full of possibilities. She snaps her fingers to the music of love, and her zodiac necklace is placed in a way that Venus lies over her heart. Come on, Venus. The sleeves of her garment contain an abundance of seeds, and as the wind blows, the seeds will be scattered to take root where they may. She's not concerned whether they land on the soil or on the rocks. She's just spreading them everywhere in sheer celebration of life and love. Flowers fall on her from above in harmony with her own flowering, and the waters of emotion swirl playfully beneath the flower on which she sits. You might be feeling like a garden of flowers right now, showered with blessings from everywhere. Welcome the bees, invite the birds to drink your nectars, and spread this joy around for all to share. Ashe, amen, aho. Thank you for the flowers, beautiful people. That's right. Bring the flowers out and share with everybody. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Come on. I'm so grateful for you. So grateful for your patience. So grateful for your presence, whether live or on the recording. Spread them everywhere. Nelson, how you doing, honey? Spread them everywhere. I'm so grateful for your donations whenever you feel in your heart to give via Venmo or PayPal. I'm so grateful for your participation and for your love. Again, for you sharing this information. If not literally, like sharing the video or whatever, or sharing my page and who I am, share it in the way who you are. Pick something up from this week and from whatever video that you receive from me, from us, my spiritual team, and go on out there and flower and be you. Do what you came here to do. You hear me? All right. Talk to you later. Adios. Peace.